Welcome to a new episode of the Perfect Banlist. On last time, we had Fictinium win with Leerlust Tri-Brigade, so what did we do? You all voted to ban Zeus. And then a lot of you were just continually saying, ban Zeus, ban Zeus, ban Zeus. So Zeus is what happened to be banned. And you are going to now have to be choosing again the top 3 comments. I'll even extend it to the top 5. Tell me what should be banned, limited, restricted, unrestricted, anything you want to do. That's what we're going to do. And thanks to Twitch, which also contributes to the Perfect Banlist, you can watch me live on twitch.tv/Decade. We have banned a Rise Heart, and we have banned the Kashtira deck type. What does it mean to ban Kashtira and a Rise Heart? Well, if a deck type is banned, you can only use 2 cards from that deck type, and that would then allow you to use a card like a Rise Heart. So we had to ban it and ban the Kashtira deck type. This ensures that if we were to ban something like Kashtira, that a Scareclaw deck could still use Scareclaw Kashtira because that's not really a problem card, right? So it works out well. It's perfect so far. Can we make it even more perfect? You let me know. Enjoy the episode.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
We are working towards the absolute most perfect way to play Yu-Gi-Oh! We're not trying to send us back to the Stone Age. We just want perfect Yu-Gi-Oh! We don't want really long turn ones. We want interactive duels. We want back and forth. So if Springins takes way too long to set up a turn 1, you should definitely consider slapping it. Does not matter how powerful it is. It's how long are they playing with themselves, because we want to play with them also. The Genius is pretty good. If you summon 2 monsters to it at the same time to where it's pointing to, it searches the deck. And it's quite difficult to pull that off with any other deck, but Springin has this cool combo. Very nice Sargass you got there. It's the Tally-Ho. Tally-Ho is going to summon double Springin at the same time, triggering the Genius to search for a Therion. Very well done. As the Sargass generally is the one that would be searching the Therion instead, you could do this. We're also going to be returning the field spell back to our hand. That works out. And now we got Jinzo! That's not Therion. Huh? What the heck is going on here? Jinzo. Okay. Yeah, it's any machine monster you want. I don't even know what Heartbreaker's doing here. Now I'm lost. We would have our Omni Negate. Instead, we have Beyond. It's secretly a Pendulum deck. Do we just ban pendulums in perfect Yu-Gi-Oh? Do pendulums exist? I don't think they do. We just ban them all. Get Pendulum Shokani. Pendulum summoning a Jinzo on the field. Why not Spell Canceller? Isn't that a machine? Spell Canceller, I think, would be better here. We have IP Masquerena. Oh, my name's at the bottom. Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't want that mistake from last time. All right. Very good. Thank you. It's not me actually dueling. I would never be losing to Pendulum Springin like this. Oh, gosh. Yeah, geez. Okay, you two, we have to have a talk here. You did not do a good enough job of this perfect ban list because we now have a floodgate. Okay. We have to ban floodgate cards here. Can't use spells now. What's going on? Can't use traps. Can't use spells. How is this okay? It's not okay. In perfect Yu-Gi-Oh! Ain't no way. Maybe Yu-Gi-Oh! Is just so broken from the top to bottom. It's whatever. This is an endless series where we chip away at trying to perfect the game. Last time you all thought Zeus was broken, so we banned Zeus, and that's it. The Sargass is going to be detached material to then destroy a card in the field. Goodbye to the Fairy Tale Snow. The Sargass can now be activating to pop a card in the field, or return back to the hand, that is. We're going to now be whipping out the dangers, randomly discarding the Birdman, special summoning our Nessie to draw a card here. Can't use the Dark World Accession. We're going to Birdman, spin back the danger, then resummon our danger, triggering the effect of the Rainbow searching for a gold. If gold is discarded, it will be special summoned. Nessie randomly discarding. We got that level 5. So despite not being able to use traps or spells, we're still cooking. Waylay Davey, very good. Maybe locking you out of spell and traps is really not too bad here. We are making dark, and we're only locked out of spells if we can't take out the Majesty Pegasus, which the Avramax was protecting, and it's now gone. Goddess is here. Oh my Goddess. Goddess could take out the Majesty, then we could use our Dark World Accession the Avramax is going to spin a card on the field back into the deck. And if you try to spin back the Goddess, she's unaffected from a non-target effect like the Avramax. Ain't no way. Nessie randomly discarding itself. That is unfortunate, but we'll be searching for a Mothman to try again. We want to draw. Discarding a session. This works. We can now draw a card. Full dark dangers in your deck. Ain't no way. We got Allure of Darkness. We're going to add back the Accession, discard the gold, come forth and summon the gold. Now we have nothing to banish with our Allure of Darkness unless we return back the gold to summon the rainbow. But now we're going to be making Nightmare Phoenix to discard and pop the Secret Village so we could use our Allure of Darkness. It worked. It actually worked. We now have Gates of the Dark World. It's like a Solitaire deck versus Solitaire. You got to beat evil with evil. Chupacabra being discarded. I think Chupacabra then special summons a monster from the graveyard. We got the snake on the field. Discard the gold, summon the gold, return the gold for rainbow back on the field again. It's infinitely looping. None of these are hard once per turn effects here. Genta, discard, searching for a gate. We could activate the gate again as it's a soft once per turn. Banish the Genta. Genta summons onto the field. Ain't no way. What the heck is going on here? Randomly drawing into another rainbow. We're now going to be linking this up into access code Talker. We can actually wipe up this entire field. We have 12,000 damage on the field. Return back the gates so we can activate the gates again. Access the codes. Banish from the graveyard. Wiping out the Ignister Prominence. I can't believe this happened. We had such a great turn one. Avramax, Disruption, double Disruption. Can't use spells, can't use traps. This is the only deck in existence that could have breaken this field. I can't believe it. We're going to have the Dark World Archives, which could discard a Dark World, then draw 2. We have Allure of Darkness to draw 2 again. Are we going to be able to make the Dark World Fusion? I do want to see it here. Rainbow's going to be searching for a Grapha, and with the Dark World Fusion spell, that's how we do it. Discard Grapha, Grapha activate, pop in the Jinzo, leaving only a Majesty Pegasus up on the field. Grapha's now here, Grapha's now gone. Cerberus is actually co-linked, so it draws a card. Ain't no way. Discard, pop a main monster zone. Over 9,000 damage. Round 1, perfect Yu-Gi-Oh! Right? We don't ban anything. This is fine. Let's go. You got some work. Okay, let's go to round 2. Hold up. Rescue Ace in this tournament? Ain't no way. I'm happy to see Rescue Ace. Rescue Ace is a tier 1 deck in the OCG, soon to be tier 1 in TCG, but it's tier nothing in Master Duel, so it's fine. It's okay to have. The field spell is going to allow an additional summon, and that's right, your eyes don't deceive you. It's just a beatdown. It's an Axe Raider, 1700 to the face. You lose the attack boost if they have no monsters on the field. That's it. Now, they do have kind of a cool effect that you're actually not going to see because they're getting Regeki, so don't even worry about it. Boom. Nothing. Divine sending from the extra deck to the grave, or you could even send a fairy from your main deck to the grave. Veiler is going to negate, so we're not going to find out what we're planning on to do here. I don't even know what that card is in the hand. What is that? Branded in Central a Dogmatica deck? Dogmatica Ritual? Say it ain't so. Let's see, we draw up nothing. This is not good. We're gonna have to speed on through this round 2 because nothing's happening. Finally, we're doing something as we're negating the Bryonic to search the deck. It's not gonna happen. We're going to be activating the Branded in Central Dogmatica, and then we're going to be activating the Necros Cycle, tributing the Ben 10 to summon the Bryonic onto the field. Now, we're cooking. Ben 10 is activating to get searching. We're also triggering the Central and Dogmatica, and we are going to Imperm negate the Central in Dogmatica from doing the effect of being able to look at the extra deck and send a monster from it to the grave. It's not happening. This whole deck is built to beat the extra deck. Dogmatica, Necros. I like the synergy. It's very cool. Good idea. Again, negating the Diviner. I'm not sure if its level changing would maybe be relevant to be maybe making a Synchro or an Exceed with the Bryonic. We are making a Stardust Dragon in perfect Yu-Gi-Oh! That is what I'm talking about. Negate the ability to destroy a card in the field. Finally. Additional summon Impulse, trigger the Fire Engine, and we did not trigger it. Okay, that's interesting. Impulse activated to make it so the Stardust Dragon could not activate. Then we could just attack over it. Like, yeah, just like that. That really just did nothing. Rescue Ace is in a pathetic state right now. Believe it or not, this becomes tier 1 one day. Hydrant, trigger the fire engine. No. Okay, why do we not want to summon the fire engine? But we could cross out Designate, negate the Ash, or use triple tactics talent to take control of a monster. Sure, okay. The Hydrant becomes protected from being targeted by card effects or attacks if we add another Rescue Ace in the field. That's why I keep thinking he's going to summon that fire engine, but he doesn't. We're going to be drawing 2 here. Now, this is the ultimate choke point of the deck. This is why the deck is tier 1. The better the deck is, the better this is easily summoned, if that's even a word. We're going to be setting up multiple rescue cards in the deck. Rescue could rescue a monster from the graveyard. Contain can negate a monster on the field. Extinguish can extinguish a monster off the field, destroying it. And we are large and in charge thanks to the field spell, only boosting if we control versus a controlled monster. We're actually special summoning Stardust onto our side of the field if you control a Hydrant, which also allows us to activate a quick play spell. The turn it is set, ain't no way. 8,000 damage on the field, lethal. Yeah, you see, that's what the deck does when it's tier 1. It's tier 1 because they easily get to the Turbulence, setting up that back row, then continually recycling the back row back in the deck with the field spell, then resetting it back in the field. Very well done. Thank you, Lemon. It only took 15 turns. Let's go to round 3. Cyber Dragon versus a Shark deck. This is interesting. We have Lifeless Leaf Fish, sending a fish from the deck to the graveyard, getting the Super Ancient Deep Sea into the grave. If we have a way to summon it, then it does something crazy. It summons a bunch of fish from your deck. But here, we have Galaxy Soldier activating to search our deck for a Galaxy monster. Hers has given us the Cyber Dragon. The whole field has been turned into Machine, by the way. Galaxy Soldier is not a hard once per turn to be special summoning, but the search is. We're now turning this into a Cyber Dragon Nova, which is not good, but it turns into something great. That's going to be the Cyber Dragon Infinity. It could suck up an attack position monster. It also could negate anything. Looks like we're sucking. Suck it up, gain the material. We have a Cyber Dark Chimera just for extra damage on the field. Now, Ice Barrier is going to be negated, but it tried to reduce the attack to 0. That would have been quite interesting. Now, the Ice Barrier has an effect on the graveyard, which it could send a water from the deck to the graveyard, then add a water in the graveyard to the hand. Send Kaiju, add Kaiju. Wait, you sent Kaiju and you didn't add the Kaiju. You added the Super Ancient Deep Sea King instead. Okay, let's see what we do off of that. Oh, well, probably should have grabbed the Kaiju. Let's go into the next duel. More water decks as we are seeing Scareclaw. Scareclaw, a pretty good turn 2 deck, but you could build it to also go first. We have Ready Fusion summoning a rare fish onto the fields. It does nothing, but it is something we could exceed into with to make a Kragan. Kragan is going to make all water monsters become water on the field and then have the non-target destruction of a water monster on the field. That's the combo. Link this up into the Lightheart. Lightheart's going to be searching for a field spell Kragan can't negate. We're also waiting for a massive Torrential Tribute play. Grabbing the right card. Right card come forth and special summon adjacent to a Scareclaw, grabbing an Arrival. Now the Arrival could protect your Link from being destroyed by the Torrential. And this is the unfortunate situation of the field spell stating that if there's 3 or more defense position monsters on the field, including your opponent, I could target anything on the field and destroy it. Thus, the Torrential's gone, and if we chain the Kragan, we're hoping that the field spell does not destroy, but it already met the requirement to destroy. Torrential's gone. Goodbye to the Acro, and goodbye to your Torrential. We're also going to get Thrusting. Thrusting into a Rite of Erismere. That is great. As long as we did not activate a card on normal summon, Rite of Erismere is activatable. Fateful Adventure for the Griffin Rider here. Discarding the Draco back we already had in our hand. Equipping onto the token. Okay, do we have to do something to the Fateful Adventure engine? What do y'all think? Should this be legal in Perfect Yu-Gi-Oh? Is it really that good? I don't know. Is Thrust something that's bannable for the Perfect ban list? I think Thrust is pretty cool. It makes the game a bit more spicy, but maybe too broken. You tell me, it's up to you. Let's hop in another one. And this is going to be a good case for maybe banning or restricting Dark World a little bit, since it is probably the ultimate solitaire deck. But we do have Nibiru. So let's see. We're going to speed on through this. Randomly discard to draw a card. Randomly discard to not draw a card, but we're going to be special summoning instead. Oh, wow. Sometimes you lose Solitaire right away, right at the start. It happens. That's the game of Solitaire. I don't think I've ever lost Solitaire that quickly, though. But Dark World does. Thank you very much. Let's hop on another. Double Imperm is we have to play around, and then we're going to get hit up by a Lightning Storm. We're going to write up Error's Mirror, the token onto the field with the Fateful Adventure, searching for our Griffin, discarding the Rock. Now, Rock being discarded is going to be activating to do the thing it does as it special summons onto the field, triggering the Fateful to grab a Draco back. Normal summon our Black Metal, making the Striker Dragon here, triggering the Black Metal to grab the Red Eyes Darkness Metal. And then we're going to make Romulus to search for the Dragoonity field spell. Imperm is going to negate, Griffin is going to negate the negates, and this is a trigger effect on summon. Otherwise, if it was an ignition effect, you'd want to preemptively use the Imperm early, Griffin negates, and then on the resolution, you could then use your other impermanents. But that's not the case here. Can't use the other Imperm, unfortunately, and we do get that Ravine. We are Ravining it up, discard a card from the hands of the graveyard to then add a Dragoonity or send a Dragon. Remus is going to add another Ravine, which it is a soft once per turn, so we can activate it again. Are we discarding Called by the Grave? Yes, we are. Goodbye, Called by, grabbing Legatus. Now, Legatus is here, special summoning, and we're going to be triggering the effect of the Remus summoning onto the fields. And now, we're going to be making the Gay Durg. Gay Durg is going to add a level 4 or lower from the deck to the hand, which will be the Zephyros, then discarding it to then recycle the Ravine, summon it, and then replay Ravine, discard again. We're making a Heavenly Spheres. We're about to get super lightning stormed here. Red Eyes Darkness Metal going to be negated from summoning a dragon from the hand or grave. Non-target special summon, negate. Everything in attack position ready for that Lightning Storm. Lightning Storm, wiping up all the monsters, goodbye to everything. And now we have Cyber Dark Realm. We're going to additional summon the Chimera Tribute Summon for a Cyber Dragon. And 2100 to the face. What did you expect? That was great. Good job. Okay, now we have Chaos Space. Fateful Adventure, add the Griffin, discard a card. Chaos Space could return a banished monster back into the deck to then draw one. Come to me, we got the Phalanx. Now we can discard the Phalanx as we also summon our Griffin Rider. Griffin on the field as a level 7 does not put us under any summon restrictions here. We could use it to do anything. We could Synchro, Exceed, Link. Now, the Dragoonity Goose Arm is going to summon a monster from the graveyard, now making a... I've never seen this. What the heck is this? A Gormfabar. Gormfabar equipping the Goose Arm to then special summon onto the field to now make an Ascalon. Ask and you shall receive a clapping as we're going to wipe out the Cyber Dragon, opening up the field for not lethal damage. But the Ascalon states that it is, if it's destroyed by an opponent, it can special summon a Dragoonity Synchro from the extra deck. That's pretty cool. The Overload Fusion, not activatable, not enough machines. And just like that, Ascalon for lethal damage. I think that was quite interesting. Dragoonity maybe playing a little bit too much with themselves. And what is this? This is like the tumors on the fields growing as you destroy them. That's very cool. Now, this deck was considered a little bit too powerful as it won the last tournament, but we have since then banned Zeus. Let me know if anything else should be banned. It's up to you to be balancing this tournament, not me. We're working towards perfect Yu-Gi-Oh! Smorg. Smorg protecting any of your winged beasts that it is pointing to. Also searching for our Deity Crow. And now, we're locked into Exceeds only as we Canary special summon from the graveyard to now make the Ensemble Robin untargetable. Spin back a special summon monster back to the hand. Oh boy. Wagtail attaching. It can do it up to 4 times. 4 special summons, 4 spin back. You all did not choose to ban Smorg. I thought you would. It was actually close. It was one of the top comments, but not even within the top 5. So maybe try again, because the deck is still good even without Zeus. He's just scooping. See, I don't think there's a problem with that. We got a negate. We could spin 4 cards back. We have another negate. too much on turn 1. Even without Zeus, the deck is too good. I think so. Now, what is Fenrir doing here? Well, you all voted to limit Fenrir to 1. Just limited to 1. Can't play a second one. Can't search another one. So a lot of people should be playing it. Let's go. Dark Magician with Nadir Servant. This is interesting. Fish Sonar, going to be searching for our Jellyfish. Special summoning our Megalo Smasher onto the field. Jellyfish is going to be sending a spell from the deck to the graveyard to special summon our Ocean Lord. Ocean Lord searching and setting up our back row. Now, what's good here is the Sea Stealth attack is absolutely insane. If we battle with a level 5 or higher water, we're going to be destroyed at the start of the damage step. So be careful of that. Also setting up the Umi field spell. Legendary Ocean counts as Umi. Evenly match, banishing everything on the field face down, except 1 card only. Oh my Jesus, that is devastating. Leaving up the Umi as the Sea Stealth attack temporarily banishes our monster to come back during the end phase. Fenrir is here, but we have nothing to search with it because it's been limited to 1. Very good on that, so maybe this is balanced. We have the Ecclesia searching for the Maximus. Maximus banishing an extra deck monster to summon itself onto the field. It could then send 2 extra deck monsters from our extra deck to the graveyard plus the opponent, triggering the effect of Herald Arclight to search for the Illusion of Chaos, which could search for the Magician's Souls. Magician's Souls, as we return Dark Magician back to the deck to then send it from the deck to the graveyard to special summon itself onto the field. We now have Chicken Game to draw 1. Now with the Magician's Souls, we could send up to 2 spell traps to control or in the hand to then draw 2. We're going to be grabbing the Soul Servant, and now we are going to be drawing just a single impermanence as we stack the deck with the Soul Servant, and we could draw it by banishing as long as we have a Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl in the graveyard, grabbing our Salvation, setting up with the Eternal Soul to summon a Dark Magician, which will be unaffected, and trigger the Circle to banish any card in the field. We also have the Dogmatica Floritis, which can negate any monster on the field. Holy moly, where did everything go? This card's got a built-in floodgate, mate. While Umi's on the field, each player can only control 1 face-up non-water, only 1. So we're keeping Ecclesia. We can't special summon Knighted to negate, but we could use Imperm to negate. Ain't no way. What the heck was that? Now we're going to be using its effect to get negated. You're not going to be searching for a card that has Umi on the name. Now, what the heck is going on here? We have Doom Kraken being changed to the Impermanence. If Umi's on the field, you could target a water you control, and you could special summon this card, returning the water back to the hand, dodging the Impermanence, but we could use the other Impermanence. We did not. Okay. No more Floodgate, though. The Floodgate is gone, so we could, even with the Floodgate, we could special summon our Dark Magician. So do we flip up the Eternal Soul? No, we're going to wait for the end phase. Maybe waiting to banish the Sea Stealth attack. From the graveyard and unaffected from everything, Dark Magician, triggering the Dark Magical Circle, banishing the Sea Stealth attack before it can be flipped up and be protecting the Karyushin. Now we can't summon another non-water, but we could send an Entis from the extra deck to the graveyard, triggering its effect to pop a card in the fields. Oh boy. Entis, get poppin'. Without the Umi, you're not a Floodgate. I could summon another non-water. And with the Ecclesia, we could search for a Dogmatica Punishment, which could pop a card on the field. We're going to use the Doom Kraken to return itself back to the hand, and then open field for 1,500 damage. Very well done. We have Poppage. We need the Dark Magician in the graveyard if we want to resummon it with the Eternal Soul. Or we could get another Dark Magician into the graveyard with the effect of the Magician's Souls. Souls sending Salvation to draw 1. We have Preparation of Rites to grab back our Illusion of Chaos, which we already used this turn. It is a hard once per turn. We have Negate. We have Pop. We have Banish any card in the field. We are unaffected. What the heck is that? Maiden of the Aqua. While there's no face-up field spell, the field is treated as having an Umi. Okay, so Umi's considered to be on the field, but it does not matter as we banish the Ice Barrier in the end phase. Dark Magician with Dogmatica. Good job, YouTube Ray. Thank you to True Jeff for putting up a good fight. Let's hop into, I think, the top cut. Oh, I love vampires. It was tier 1 in Duel Links. YouTube Ray in the top 16 with Dark Magician. Ain't no way. Ash is going to negate the rod. Get out of here, mate. No search for you. We do have an evenly match to be used next turn, though. Heartbreaker. Show me what's good. Kazuki sent a vampire. Vampire can then send a vampire to summon the vampire. Uni Zombie, same thing as Kazuki, sending a vampire from the deck to the graveyard. Now, the Uni Zombie is getting negated, but the Uni Zombie can use its other effect to discard a card from the hand. Jackabolin sending the familiar from the hand to the graveyard to summon itself onto the field to make a what the heck? Chang Ying off of that? Oh my Jesus. Okay. Chang Ying cannot be destroyed. By card effect, you could banish a card from the graveyard instead. If a card gets banished, you could then further banish a card on the field and in their graveyard. Ending the turn, not going to even use that evenly matched. What is going on? We have the Familiar and Retainer, so now we can make some great plays. I think that Gazuki was bait. We didn't even need it. So Familiar, send Retain, and then Familiar, activate searching for a zombie. And I don't think the Familiar could be sent to the graveyard because it gets banished and it leaves the field, right? Yeah, so it cannot be sent, but we could send the Ghost to summon the Retainer. Retainer could search for a Vampire spell or trap. Domination. If we control a Vampire, negates. Anything. Spell, trap, monster, negate. And destroy. Activation, negate. And if it was a monster you negated, you gain life equal to the original attack, as we're getting evenly matched, banishing everything but the Retainer, not leaving the Chang Ying on the field. Ain't no way. What is going on? To battle phase we go, doubling up the evenly matched, forcing out the domination to negate. We need that Vampire in order to use it. Ray at 200 life points with a dead Dark Magician hand. What the heck is going on here? No, YouTube Ray, not like this. Retainer for game. Okay. All right. Well. Good show from both of you. Thank you. All right. In the top 4, we have Scareclaw versus... I don't know. What is this? The Orchist, Rocket, Danger, and Assault Mode. Sure. Everything. We're going to be discarding the Draco back with the effect of the Fateful Adventure, grabbing the Griffin, then equipping the Draco back onto the token as we special summon the Griffin Rider with the token. It is an Omni Negates. And I think that is the end of our turn. What the heck? Tributing for the Scareclaw Kashtira. I did not see that coming. I thought ending on the Omni Negate could have potentially been good enough, but no, we're going the Scareclaw line, grabbing the field spell, searching for the right card, special summon the right card, searching for the Arrival. And now, arrive back in the field, Scareclaw Kashtira, as we now make a Tri-Heart. That is what I'm talking about. Tri-Heart could, I thought, reborn a monster from the graveyard, then search your deck. Is that not how it works? You're going to be target a level 3 monster in your graveyard. We do not have a level 3 Scareclaw. Level 4, level 7. So you actually don't get to summon and you do not get to search, but every monster is forced into defense and we're unaffected from monsters that activate while in defense. Reinforce our hand with a Grepher, which could discard a Dark to summon itself onto the field. Force that fool into D. Into D you go. Sour Reflector, searching for an Assault Beast. Assault Beast gonna grab the Assault mode, reveal the Assault mode to summon the Assault Beast, and then we could summon anything from, I believe, a level 5 to level 9 Synchro. Yes, and that's going to be a Synchro Shokan into a Synchro level 8. Should Chaos Ruler be banned? This is how we got to the top 4. Reveal the top 5 cards of our deck, add a light or dark among those 5 cards. Bestial is balanced, so it is in the tournament here, right? Unless you disagree. Grepher, discarded dark, send a dark from the deck to the graveyard. We have Orchist, Harp, Horror in the graveyard. Jackalope activating to summon a Nessie onto the field from the deck. Now we're going to Shokan this up into a dark, which could summon a dark monster from the graveyard, which there are darks to summon. Stealing the Light Heart from the grave, then linking this up into a Nightmare Unicorn on summon, discard a card, spin a card in the field, back in the deck. Now the Tri-Heart is affected from Link monsters because they cannot go into defense. We now summon the Nessie from the graveyard, I should say the Danger Tushinoko, to now make the Axis Code Talker, target the Link 3, becoming 5,300 attack. Not quite lethal damage, wiping out the field spell. Orcus Harp Horror, summon from the deck. 1,800 damage. We're off by 400. What is going on? We're gonna World Wand, banish to summon a banished monster. Shokan, oh my gosh, you're gonna get Nibiru, mate. Borload negates Nibiru, but it has to activate to equip a Link, and only after equipping the Link can it negate the Nibiru. It is time for Nibiru! Wipe the field! No way! We had full board clear and an Omni Negate. Not like this. Chaos Ruler banishing a Light and Dark to summon from the graveyard back on the field. Can we recompose ourselves to put out another 8,000 damage? We're going to be boosting up the Chaos Ruler to make it bigger than the Nibiru. We're going to be using the Combat Skeleton to reborn a Harp Horror from the graveyard. We're putting up so many bodies on the field right now. This is insane. We now have Bestial Magna Hut, 7,500 damage on the field. Unfortunately, no way to put that token into attack position. Let's go. We're going to main phase 2, Galatea. We've only just begun. Galatea could set up an Omni Negate potentially with a Crescendo, but that Crescendo's in the graveyard, I think. Didn't we mill Crescendo? Crescendo in the grave. We can't set up the Negate. We're going to make a Rusty instead, sending a Phantom Knight from the deck to the graveyard, setting up a Fog Blade, which will be able to negate any monster in the field. This deck seems absolutely insane. What the heck is he cooking? And after all that, we have a monster negate. That's it. That's fine. Okay. Draw Lockbird. Okay. Well, can we play through the Fog Blade ready to negate any monster? To battle we go. Oh, yeah, there was nothing he could do. Good job. Phantom Knight, Orcus, Danger, Assault Mode, Beast, Chaos Ruler. Very good. On to the grand finale with you. All right, in the top 4, Fictinium is the returning champion, winning with their Tri-Brigade Lyrilost deck, but you took Zeus out of their extra deck. But was it enough? I think you gotta reach deeper and take out that Samorg, because Fictinium keeps on winning these tournaments. What is going on? Trap Trick surely could beat him. Let's go. Bird, call it up. Ash negate from adding a Lyrilusk from the deck to the hand. We do have the Fractal play. Fractal could send Nerval. Nerval could search. We also have a Tenki, which is a Jabate negate. Not taking the bait because we don't have anything anyway. We do have an Evenly Match as the follow-up to banish everything but one card. Robin cannot be targeted. Robin could spin back a special summon monster back to the hand. And the Samorg is going to summon an Omni Negate from the deck, which will be able to negate the Evenly Matched. Just like that. Evenly Matched, not good enough. Just going to go even. Super Poly, ain't no way off the top of the deck. Going to be able to fuse with the Mist Valley Apex Avian and the Samorg or the Robin, and they cannot respond. Very well done. Just like that, all of the disruptions are gone. The public disruptions, no more. Just an impermanence we have to play through. Now we're triggering the effects. Robin is going to be adding back the Swallow. Nerval is going to be searching for a Fractal for that follow-up play. We now have Mantis on summon, add a Trap Tricks monster from the deck to the hand, going to be negated by the impermanence. Oh no. We could link this up into Sarah, but we don't have a good way to trigger the Sarah. To battle we go. We have the reflected battle damage taking out the Recital Starling. Now the Samorg during the end phase will be able to summon a Winged Beast back on the field. That is an issue. Onto the field, we have our Cobalt Sparrow adding a Warbler for the next turn follow-up play. Of course, we know this is a dead evenly matched. Unfortunately, no good way to trigger that Sarah to summon a Trap Tricks in the deck or even set up a trap. We got the Raise Velgler to be summoned to then make an Access Code Talker to completely wipe up this field. But by taking out the Garura, we could draw an Impermanence. And by drawing Impermanence, if they take out the field spell, we could Imperm the Access Code Talker, stopping lethal damage potentially. Why would we take out the field spell though? Okay, we did. We are going to come forth and summon onto the field. Warbler is going to be reborning from the graveyard. We're going to be Quadra-linking into the assembled Knighting Blue. That is 1,000 times 5 attacks. 1,200 times 5 direct attacks, that is. Special summoning. This deck is just disgusting. What is going on? Special summon for the graveyard, locking herself into Exceed only, searching for a DD Crow to banish any card from the graveyard. We have triple Exceed into the Thrush. Thrush is here, a 6th material, 1,400 direct attack, boost up the Nightingale, 2,300, 6 attacks, that's 12,000 damage. But it's okay, you took away a Zeus. Zeus is gone, it's fine. There's no Zeus. Rethink the ban list, YouTube, rethink it. This is the grand finale. Fictinium was in the grand finale of the last tournament on the last perfect ban list, but you have now ripped Zeus out of his extra deck, and he's still playing the deck and still clapping everyone with it, so maybe you have to do more like banning the Samorg, which we already talked about. Hajime. Starting off with the Tenki, searching for the Fractal. We're going to 1-for-1 discard a monster to summon our Cobalt from the deck here. Cobalt activating a search for a level 1 winged beast. That's going to be the Wagtail. We're going to be normal summoning to make the Recital untargetable from Imperm and Valor. You cannot stop this. Let's got Ash. Now we got the Canary. Canary's going to reborn a monster from the graveyard, locking us into Xyz only. So no Samorg? Maybe Samorg's really not that needed sometimes, as we're going to be searching with the Recital for the Warbler. Now, we're going to Bird Call, add the Sparrow, then we can special summon the Warbler. We're going to use the Sparrow instead to summon the Warbler so we get that effect going. We're going to reborn a monster from the graveyard, and it's now time for UDF. This is going to be a monster negate and take control of the monster we negate. Very nice. And the Ensemblu, right? The Robin's going to spin back special summon monsters back to the hand. And on top of that, we have Imperm, we have Droplet. So this is 4 disruptions, 5 disruptions, 5 spin backs of Monster Negate, and Monster Negate. Let's go. Good luck. Justinian, what are you playing? What is this? Oh, well, Gamma, late to the party. Nice to see you now. I'm not sure if you're going to even be activatable. As we 1-for-1 discard, that was the last opportunity to use that Gamma, and there was nothing to even use in response to it. The Assault Beast will be searching for the Assault Mode Activate. Now the Side Reflector will reveal the Assault Mode Activate to special summon the Beast to get spun back by the Robin. Pretty much a free disruption there. Quickly launching the Caliber, not spinning back the Caliber, as we spin back the Striker Dragon instead. Striker Dragon activating to grab us our Boot Sector launch. Come back to me. We have 3 materials still, 3 more spins left. This is crazy. Normal summon the Assault Beast big enough to take out the Robin. We're going to end the damage step, as you can see there. Reduce the Assault Beast, and then it dies. So main phase 2, we're going to keep on spinning. We have the Ancient Cloak banishing to grab a Boots, but it's not special summonable. We have the Boot Sector launch, which could reborn the Caliber from the graveyard. We're not spinning it back. We're going to use the Danger Snake, randomly discarding to special summon itself onto the field, making the Link 3, which will be the Unicorn. Unicorn is here, discarding a card on summon to spin back the Utopic Draco Future. We didn't negate? Yeah, we're like, what? We forgot to negate that. Well, we're going to Imperm to negate, and then it's going to be spun back. Okay. The Utopic Draco Future, it stays, it remains, it's fine. Very well done. Super Poly, unfortunately not usable here. We still have this negate. When are we negating? Now, negate the Boots from searching for a Fog Blade. And finally we can Gamma. Gamma, negate, and destroy, but the Utopic Draco Future cannot be destroyed. But it is negated. So we do get the Boots effect. I mean, how is Justinian playing through this? The Imperm, the Droplet, the multiple materials, the negate. This is insanity. We're going to spin back the Driver, so you do not make that level 8 Sinker. We're going to discard the Driver now to get searching for Leveneer. Oh my Jesus, ain't no way. Banishing Light and Dark to pop 2 cards on the field. Again, the Utopic Draco Future cannot be destroyed. And the final, what was this, 5 materials, I think? Well, using every single one to spin back the monsters. And for some reason, the Robin also gives you a follow-up play, giving you the Canary to the hand. And we're not done yet. We're going to Super Poly Light and Light to make Mood Dragon. Mood Dragon is going to be untargetable. It could change its attribute. So if your opponent needs to target their own monster with a card effect, you could change the attribute to that monster attribute, and it could mess them up. Cobalt's going to be searching for the Nerval, and of course, we have not even used up our normal summon, but we are locked into Exceed only. Nightingale, which can't go into Zeus because we banned it. We're going to be boosting up that Nightingale. 1,000 attack, 4,000 direct damage, and not able to end on that Zeus. So I guess it just chills. That's it. It's hanging out. It cannot be targeted, by the way. We're going to be detaching material, so we take no battle damage this turn. Also, the Nightingale cannot be destroyed. So that's going to be an issue. Not the IP Masquerena alternative art. What the heck are you doing? Searching for the Wyvern Burster by banishing the Collapsed Serpent now. Now the Chaos Base will be returning the Collapsed Serpent back in the deck, ensuring the Wyvern Burster will be able to add it to the hand. Now we got Branded Regain, which could be comboed up with the Leveneer to draw an additional card here. We're going to link this up into, you returned my Unicorn back in the extra deck, and now it's back. I can't summon the Collapse Serpent, so it's a free discard here. And now we are regaining. Come forth, Leveneer. We are banishing Dark, Dark, and Dark, right? Triple Dark. That's going to be spinning the card in the hand back into the deck. And we're returning the Striker Dragon back in the extra to draw a card. I don't know about all of you. This is looking like perfect Yu-Gi-Oh to me. Get spinning. We have not used up our normal summon yet. Quadra Link into the Borland Dragon. Harp Horror, banish, summon from the deck, our Mech Knight Gersu, sending a World Wand from the deck to the graveyard, banishing to summon a Banish Machine back onto the field here. The Borland will be able to negate anything. It's untargetable from monster effects. Now we have Galatea, which could set up an Omni Negate. Returning a Banished Machine back to the deck, that is the negate. Negate anything. And then we're going to make a Dingirsu, sending the Nightingale to the graveyard as it was indestructible. Now, the Nerval was attached to it, so it is searching for the Fractal here. They take no battle damage. Whew, what is going on? This is insanity. We still have that Monster Negate. The Crescendo's not activatable here. Let's go. Focus it up. Nerval can get negated. And Borland did not negate. Borland is saving. Wait, Borland can only negate if we have a Rocket in the graveyard. Did you banish your Rocket? No Rocket, no Rocket, no Rocket. There is no Rocket. You did banish your Rocket Caliber. So our only way to negate cannot negate. And we are untargetable from monster effects, but the Shirei Gomen does not target. On summon, it banishes any card in the fields. Uh-oh. Begun. Yeah, in a way, it was kind of vanilla. Returning the Borland back into the extra to draw one. Now we got Farigid to special summon the Fractal onto the field. Shirei Gomen's going to search. Nerval's going to search. The follow-up plays are insane here as we have no more disruption. How did we have to banish the Caliber? We had no other dark monster to banish here? I don't understand what happened there. That's quite interesting. Giving up on our negate. Now we're going to be linking off into the Samorg. Samorg's going to be summoning an Omni Negate during the end phase, protecting all of our Wing Beast monsters that it's pointing to, making them absolutely untargetable. We got the Desperate Doom Eagle, which is going to be our Link 3 rank up into our Access Code Talker to have 5,300 damage here. Only 3,250 life left. The Dingirsu detaching material instead of being destroyed. We're going to attempt to destroy it again. No more material to protect itself. Open field with 7,700 damage, taking out the regained. And just like that, open lethal damage. Fictinium taking a game one victory. The grand finales is best of 3. And that was an insane game one. Oh my Jesus. Very well played from both players there. Wow. This time we're going first. Imperm being our only disruption here. Gersu will be sending from the deck to the graveyard plus summoning a token. I would think that Gersu's a good Imperm. Would you all disagree on that? Okay. We're going to be summoning the Psy Reflector here, and now Imperm is blocked. Searching for the Beast. Beast going to be discarding to search for the Assault Mode Activate, which we can now reveal, special summon the Beast to then synchro into Chaos Ruler. Maybe we should have left the token up because the Borland could get negated here. We can negate anything with Crescendo. We can negate a monster with a Borland, and we have Fogblade to negate a monster. We didn't even use the Shade, interestingly enough. Let's go. Imperm on the Borland, as we said. Negate the Unicorn to summon a Rocket from the graveyard. Okay. Focus up. And now, yeah, you can't use the Shade because there's a trap in the graveyard. Tenki grabbing a Fractal. Fractal sending from the deck to the graveyard. A Kit. Kit sending a Nerval. Nerval searching for a Caress. We do have Droplet to negate as many things we want on the field, but there's nothing worth negating. We just have to be careful about the Crescendo. And just like that, while controlling the Galatea, Crescendo is going to be that Omni Negate. Negate and banish. Follow up 1-for-1. Discard a monster to summon a monster from the deck. We do have Fogblade. Do we Fogblade? Yes, we do. Fogblade is going to negate the Cobalt from searching from the deck, but we're going to send the Cobalt to negate with the Droplet to dodge the negates. So then we do get that search. With the Droplet, we are negating the Galatea here, and we have used up our normal summon already. So we're going to special summon the Warbler. Special summon the Warbler, summon the Cobalt from the graveyard, making a Recital Starling. This would have been a big Zeus play had it not been something that we had banned. Boosting up the Borland Dragon. I'm kind of getting afraid here now. What are you doing? What's the plan here? Don't, no. Fictinium, stop. Stop it. Someone stop him. He's not doing this. This is going to be a draw. What are you doing? No. What? The double 47, if you do that again, you both lose at the same time, but the rulings for the tournament is a draw is a double win, and you already won game one. Oh my God. That is a double draw victory. They both get a win, but Fictanium is up a game. Ain't no freaking way. Fictanium, someone stop him. Back-to-back winning the perfect ban list. Let's review the decks. Starting off from 4th place, Twinkle Toes, McFinger, something. Okay, great. That is a Trap Tricks deck. Is there anything broken or crazy about this deck? Nothing in the main deck, maybe the Thrust. Maybe Thrust is too good, possibly. I don't know, I think Thrust is fine. Looking at the extra deck, everything is looking nice and balanced. I think that Trap Tricks being a good deck within the perfect ban list of Yu-Gi-Oh! Makes sense to me. Traps are generally considered to not even be that good, so very good. And then we have Kid Art with a Scareclaw deck. Scareclaw using the new support of the Twin Saw, pop 2 cards on the field. We are thrusting. Everyone getting access to thrust is pretty good, I'd say. No Max C, that is balanced. Drone Lockbird seeing some play here. Good main deck. Now, something that might be considered broken is the right of there is mirror, the Adventure Engine. Are we going to get to a point where everyone's going to start using these cards? Do consider maybe doing something to this. Otherwise, we could just leave it until it becomes a problem. That's generally how Konami operates, right? Looking at the extra deck, everything is balanced. We have the newly unbanned Bamboozling Gossip Shadow, which is essentially a monster negate for rank 3. Okay. And now, 2nd place. This is where things get a little bit more broken. Justinian with a 60-card deck. Are you out of your mind? Full zoom out. You can see the main deck here fully. We could also scroll down it slowly. Nothing crazy, nothing bannable, I'd say, from here. Could have played more than one Gursu and chose to just play one. This is just a mishmash of everything. And remember, when a deck type is banned, you can still use up to 2 cards of that deck type. And I was talking about Tier Limit Sharon being good in non-tier limit decks, which I thought we would never really see because Tier Limits was so good, and that Sharon would then inevitably possibly get limited to 1, as you saw in OCG and TCG, but using it at 2, it's dark, it's a level 4, it mills 3, it gets a card out of your hand, possibly triggering its effect. That's great. I'm happy to see it being used. Now, Grass, is that something we want to be banning? It is more consistent with a card like Thrust, which he's not even using. He's not adding the Grass to the hand, and you're not really going to be able to do that turn 1 anyway, because if they activate a monster effect, it's probably not going to be ending with a monster on the field to add that Grass turn 1. So it's generally going to be a turn 2 Grass, and again, he's not thrusting. Where's Thrust? I don't see it. With 60 cards, you'd think you'd have room for it, but here's where there is a potential problem. A card that's banned in the TCG and in the OCG, but allowed in our perfect ban list tournament, maybe because your mind's not on it, but now you did see it go into play and doing crazy plays, filling up the graveyard, adding cards, being resummonable, link climbing. What do you think? Does this deserve to be banned in perfect Yu-Gi-Oh? You have to tell me. The top comments will be choosing. Now, the first place deck list. This is Fictinium. 40 cards clean. Nothing is crazy about the main deck besides why is this in the main deck? Well, there's a card that's enabling it that should probably be banned. You tell me. The Omni Negate being summoned in the end phase, also making use of triple tactics talent. You could search for a core card like your Bird Call, so maybe Leerlust Tri-Brigade just became better overall. I know in the TCG, they're loving triple tactics with a deck like Unchained because they have core deck cards that are searchable with the Thrust. And this is going to be one of those decks. Bird Call, straight to the hand. 1 for 1, straight to the hand. That is great when going second. Even that Tecton Evenly Matched. You activate a monster effect, I search for Evenly Match, I wipe out your entire field. That's good. And I do think that's balanced. I think turn 2 deserves to be good, despite the existence of Zeus. And if we look at the extra deck, this is where the problem comes into play. Zeus is gone, but the Samorg is already too good. TCG knows that it should be banned. OCG doesn't care about it existing. But in a state of a perfect ban list that we're trying to achieve here, does this really have a place to exist? It's overloaded. The monsters it's pointing to are untargetable. Even it having 3 arrows behind it's kind of broken. Very easily summoned. It doesn't require only Wing Beast monsters to summon it. And it's going to be getting out the monster during the end phase that negates anything. Even during the opponent's turn, if you don't deal with it, it could summon a Cobalt, or it could summon the Apex Avian back in the field from the hand if it already negated something. I think this is disgusting, but it's up to you if you want to ban this. And thank you very much. That is the perfect ban list.